Welcome back, y'all, to Who All Gonna Be There, the channel where we talk about culture, politics, entertainment, and mess. And importantly, who all gonna be there? So today we're talking about civil rights leader Jesse Jackson. Now, Jesse Jackson was born October 8th, 1941. If you grew up hearing about civil rights, politics, or activism, you probably already heard his name at some point. He passed away February 17th, 2026 at 84 years old, and his funeral took place March 7th, 2026 in Chicago at the Rainbow Push headquarters, the organization he built. When it came time to say goodbye, the room had some big names in it. 3 U.S. presidents spoke: Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and Joe Biden. But here's the thing. If you know the history between Jesse Jackson and those guys, their relationship was messy. It was not always friendly. So let's talk about the beef real quick.
Yesterday, I listened for several hours of 3 United States presidents who do not know Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson first got national attention during the civil rights movement in the 60s. Working alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. King was assassinated. Jackson kept the fight going and later started the Rainbow Push Coalition. This focused on things like economic equality and voting rights. But what really shook politics up was when he ran for president. Yes, he ran for president in 1984 and again in 1988. And he built something called the Rainbow Coalition. This basically brought black people together, black voters, working class, progressives, things of that nature. A lot of people say his movement helped open the door for Barack Obama later. But funny enough, Jackson and Obama had some drama. Back in 2008, during Obama's campaign, Jackson got caught on the hot mic criticizing him and saying he wanted to cut Obama's nuts off. Messy! Jackson later apologized, Obama accepted it, but later that same year when Obama won the presidency, Jackson was actually in the crowd crying because he knew how historic that moment was. Now, him and the issue with Bill Clinton. Back in 1992, around the elections, Jesse Jackson was not feeling Clinton's strategy. He felt like Clinton was focusing too much on moderate white voters and not the Democratic Party's usual base, the black folk. So they had some public tension too. But then there's sleepy Joe Biden. Years ago, Biden opposed school busing, which was used to integrate schools, and Jackson called that out, basically saying Biden was on the wrong side of the civil rights movement and history. But over time, things cooled down, so they ended up being cool. But when you look at Jesse Jackson's funeral and you see 3 presidents standing there praising him, just remember the history behind that. That moment wasn't always as simple as it looks. There were disagreements, political rivalries, and some real tension over the years. But they still showed up. Because whether people agree with Jesse Jackson or not, he did help change American politics. He helped build it. But it doesn't feel like his family was feeling that at the funeral. It appears that there was some tension behind the clip that I'm about to show. Now, I'm not sure if there was additional beef while Jesse was on his deathbed, but I'll tell you what, the family did not appreciate the tone, the reflection, the information that was being discussed at the funeral.
He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black, but the demands of our message, the demands of speaking for the least of these, those who were disinherited, the damned, the dispossessed, the disrespected, demanded not Democratic or Republican solutions, but demanded a consistent, prophetic voice that at no point in time ever sold us out as a people. And it speaks volumes about who the Reverend Jesse Jackson was. Our message has already been delivered today. I can see it all over my mother's face. Rise, Jesse, rise. Give Jonathan Jackson another great round of applause for delivering our family message to the world.
Do you feel like his family was ungrateful? Or do you feel like the family had a right to feel what they felt? But I want to know what y'all think. Were those presidents really rocking with Jesse Jackson like that? Or was this just respect after the fact? And if you're new here, subscribe. Because the next episode, you already know the question. Who are going to be there? And in this case, Bill, Obama, and Joe. And the family wasn't feeling them, for sure.